Greetings. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So, I'm going to start with some bells, just to bring in that vibration. So, if you're listening with headphones or you have this turned up pretty loud, you might want to turn it down just a little bit. So, bells are used to bring in a grounding vibration. Bells are also used to get rid of spirits, unwanted spirits, and bells are supposed to bring in healing and angelic type energies. Okay. All right. So thanks for being here. Welcome to 2022, as they call it. I mean, there's so much in this. However, mostly I'm doing this video because I did a video yesterday and posted it, and it got about 8 views, and then it was removed for medical misinformation. So, if you would like to see that video that has been removed from YouTube, you can visit my Telegram channel where that video is there. That is why I got Telegram, because I want to be able to be completely myself in sharing my theories, the information that I research, and leave you all to your own decisions. I mean, between decoding the Bible, talking about sibyls and goddesses, to what might be happening today. So, without going into great detail, I will just say that at the end of this video or underneath this video is my Telegram. If you would like to see the video that was removed from YouTube for medical misinformation. I did not appeal it because I definitely do have my own conspiracy theories in there. And I'm aware of what's happening right now with censorship and keeping people from sharing information. I find it a little ironic because there's so much other misinformation out there. It's just unbelievable. But I did state facts in that, speaking about certain things that are happening today. And of course it was still removed. So I'm actually a little proud of myself because it must mean something to have it removed. So I will be doing a different video today. If you did see the one from yesterday, I said I was going to start sharing about kinesiology and our bodies. So I am going to do that because why not, right? Okay. So, when it comes to health and healing and how to take care of our bodies and how to stay well and how to fight things like heavy metal toxification, I'm really hearing mushrooms. I know in a lot of places psilocybin mushrooms are not legal because of the hallucinogenic properties that are in it. But if you are aware of microdosing, I know that there are plenty of places, I think this state is one of them, that you can go to your doctor and get prescription mushrooms. I think mushrooms are going to help the injured. That's what the planet told me. That could be medical misinformation. I was going to get taken down for me saying that. It's just a theory. And so we'll move into kinesiology, and bones and muscles and cells. So one of the things I want to share with you all is that we have planes on our bodies that we may or may not be aware of. I know when I was in college, we learned this and we thought it was so weird. We did a whole dance, skit, everything to help us remember the different planes on our bodies. So your body is very, you could say 3D, but it has different fields of movement, different fields of placement. Okay, so like the front of like the face and stuff is considered the anterior part of your body. The back of your body is considered the posterior part of your body. Okay, and then we also have a sagittal field, a lateral field, a medial field, superior and inferior, proximity field, and then we have a trunk, which is considered our spine. And then we have appendages that move freely from the rest of our body. So like our arms, see how I don't have to use my trunk to move it, but I do need my trunk to look side to side. Okay. So let me go into a little bit. And, we have different body parts. Okay. So, and then we have what is called an axial body, a lower extremity, an upper extremity, and then an appendicular body. So upper extremities are like our fingers, our arms, our head, okay, and neck. That's not an extremity, but that is a body part. And your axial body parts are things that actually rotate, like your head, your neck, and your trunk. Oh, something just cracked. That felt good. Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture. Show you some pictures. Okay. So what is in like the reddish part? These are appendicular. The trunk is the blue. And then the hips or the pelvis is the lower extremity. Okay. And then on this side, we have posterior view, which is the upper one. And then we have a side view, which is also called a frontal view. I think. I could be saying that wrong. Lateral view. I apologize. Sideways is lateral view. So here we go. We have anterior is the front, posterior is the back, and lateral is sideways. Okay. So then we also have medial, which is in the middle. And then we have distal, which is the distance away from the middle. Okay. These are all a lot of terms that like doctors will use. I know in my profession we use it. Okay. And then we have axis and planes. So our axis and our planes, so one of our planes has an infinite amount, and it's the transverse plane, where you can do all different kinds of movements, and also oblique plane, where you have movements that are not specific to lateral, anterior, or posterior. Okay. So I mention all this because vibration. Okay. The more we know about our bodies, the more we know about our bodies. And so then when it does come to vibrations or certain influences, we might be a little bit more aware with this type of information, because I have a theory that there are those that know more about our bodies than we do, and actually use that information to help us into buying things and or being attracted to certain things, and even influence a whole social construct. Okay. Okay. Also, oh, and then we have, so here's an example. The motion of the human body with planes. Okay. So, this part may be a little unexciting for some people, but it's just part of learning the body. For example, our wrists. Our wrists do this. It's pretty interesting because our hands and bones in our hands mimic the bones in our feet and positions of our feet. Our feet have, I think, more bones than our hands do, but they're very similar. These extremities, your tarsals, you'll use the same word for your feet. Then with your wrist, you have this rotation where you have two bones that will cross over each other so that you can rotate, okay? And then you have two bones in your lower legs. Your shin is considered the bone called the tibia, I think. I would always get those. Tibia and fibia. Maybe the fibia's in the front. I have the book right in front of me. I can always look. And then we have the humerus bone on our arms, one bone. And then we have our femur bone going from our hips to our knees, one bone. So we have a lot of reflective or similar going on with the body that kind of match. Okay, so your arm twists, and even your knee, your foot has a little bit of movement to go this way and that way. Okay, that's because of the two bones in the lower extremity of your legs, just like the two bones in the forearm of your arm where you can go like this. Okay, two bones. All right, so I find some of this, well, you know, I learned it. It's interesting. I want to go over the planes. Let's see. All right, so we have several planes. And the planes are sagittal, frontal, and transverse. These are the three types of planes, okay? So your sagittal plane is a body part that can move in an anterior to posterior direction, which is almost your entire body. You can go forward and backwards, right? Forwards and backwards. But that's literally your trunk can do that. Your arms can do that. Your legs can do that. Forward and backwards, okay? And then you have the frontal plane, a body part that can move in a left to right or right to left direction. This could also be described as a medial to lateral or lateral to medial direction of movement, okay? This is a frontal plane, okay? Side to side, side to side. And then we have the transverse plane. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Getting warmer. You will sneeze when your body temperature changes, just so you know. Okay, it's one of the reasons. So transverse plane, a body part can stay in place and spin, rotate this direction to describe the transverse plane. So that would be your wrist, your head, right? And then one, and your trunk or your spine or your torso, right? Okay. Then there are extra planes, an oblique plane, the coronal plane, and the horizontal plane. Well, the transverse plane, which is the one that can move in rotate in different directions can also be called the horizontal plane, and that may help out because it gives a little bit more direction, okay? And then the oblique plane is when the sagittal, frontal, and transverse has the ability to move in those directions. So the oblique plane, so like for example, this would be transverse, this would be sagittal, but what about this one where my head can come over here into the front and cross over there into the back? That's considered oblique. Same with your arms. If you're going like this and you're rotating and you're forward, it's got sagittal, frontal, and transverse. So it's actually called an oblique plane, okay? So, and then the frontal plane, which is body part that can move right to left, okay, is also called the coronal plane, which, you know, the coronal plane relates to your head, the corona, okay? And I'm guessing that the frontal plane could be used that way because maybe it's just directional. I don't know why. Just other words maybe that are used. Okay, so we have those different planes. Oh, and these three planes are called the cardinal planes. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea, here's the picture. I didn't do my disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only, just to share a little bit about the body. Okay, then most of what I'm sharing with you, this is what I learned in school. I learned about bones, the body, muscles, and people like physical therapists will also learn this information. I'm pretty sure most doctors learn this information in the very, 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 very beginning. These are things that massage therapists and physical therapists are using constantly with their clients when it comes to muscles and bones. So if you don't know this, your bones are your structure and your muscles are the pieces that will move the structure. So without muscles, you cannot move. Without muscles, you can't move. You can have all the other stuff, but if you don't have muscles or you don't have that link to your muscles can't move. So, I mean, your body can't move. The bones can't move. So this is why, like, visiting a chiropractor will help your body, because if your bones are out of place, your muscles will form around those out of place bones and still keep you moving. I mean, we can see it in people, like what they put themselves through, whether they're athletes or a general non-athlete, you know, where you can injure yourself and then you have to go to the doctor to have like a bone fixed or even certain organs fixed. Well, with the muscles and the bones, if you go to a chiropractor and they adjust your bones, and they're a really awesome chiropractor, they will give you ways to help your muscles move into their original positions around that bone. So the bone will move, and unless you get some muscle work done, and there are ways to do it naturally, like walking, and then there are ways to do it with somebody else helping you, like a massage, that will move your muscles into the place where they're supposed to be, so that whatever adjustment you had can stay longer. Okay? So if you are someone who sees a chiropractor, that's what's happening. You're not just your bones are getting moved so that your muscles can help your bones stay in the position they're supposed to be, so that you can be in alignment and feel good. Okay. Okay, so in one of my videos, I was talking about numbers and relations to the body, and what I discovered is, and I was saying, because they're saying there's 206 bones in the body, and I was thinking that there's probably, because I think 9 is the magical number for pretty much everything. And so in here, I did find some writing that basically says the average body has 206 bones, but with your skull, so we have, there are different types of bones. There are suture type bones, which is like your skull. So as many of you might be aware of, when a baby is born, they have what is called a soft spot on the top of their head. And the reason why when we're born, we're so kind of squishy is because our bones are actually more like bendable. They're bendable. That's how we're able to come through the portal of the yoni in the vagina when we're so tiny, because our bones are able to like squish together, and and like they're malleable, so to speak. They're not malleable, but they are flexible. They can move, including the skull. And the soft spot is actually where the skull is still finishing developing, and then what it does is it sutures itself. And we have like, I think 3 sutures, maybe 4. One in the back. Another one is our jaw. We have sutures right here. This is where the cleft palate will come in, because this is another bone / joint. So these are also considered joints, where you have this part of your jaw that comes together in sutures, and this part of your jaw that comes together in sutures. This is why I think when we're tapping, we hit these areas, because I think they're chakra points, energy points, where things come together. Okay, so we have spongy bone, and our spongy bone is like our shoulder bones, I believe. Compact bone, spongy bone. Bone as a connective tissue. That's kind of what I was talking about. And there's a matrix within our bone cells. Okay. Functions of bones. Bones serve many functions. It's a structural support, provides levers for body movements, protections of underlying structures like our brain, and our ribs cover our lungs, right? And blood cell formation and storage of reservoir of calcium. How cool is that? Like, our bones know to hold on to calcium for when we need it, especially in like repairing a broken bone. That's where the extra calcium comes in. All right. Skeletal tissues. I'm trying to find the part where it tells me exactly how many bones we have in our bodies. And, okay, here it is. Bones of the human body. So I was saying about the number. So it says here, the number 206 is a variable of the bones in our bodies. The human skeleton is usually said to have 206 bones. That equals 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. I actually think we have the number of bones in our body will actually equal 9, is my theory. So this is what the book says. The number 206 is variable. Sesamoid bones, in addition to the palate, patel, yeah. In addition to the patel, usually exist in small islets of bone located within the sutures of the skull, called Warmian bones, are often present. Further, occasional amalgamations anomalous, excuse me for that. Further, I'm going to restart it. Further, occasional anomalous bones may exist. Any bone beyond the usual number of 206 may be called a supernumerary bone. Okay. All right. So, 206 total bones. And then I will say, so the skull has 28 bones total. The cranium, 8 bones. The face, 14 bones. Ear bones, 6 bones in your ear. How cool is that? Then we have your hyoid bone, your spinal column, which has 26 bones. 6, 7, 8. Really? I thought it had 27. 7. Oh, here we go. If you don't include the sacrum and the coccyx, there are 6. It equals 6. 7, 12, and 5. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24. What? No, 6 still equals 6. I don't know, you guys. I was thinking there was... Yeah. Okay, so your spinal column has 26 total bones. Your cervical vertebrae is 7. So this is how you can help remember your spine. Okay, so cervical is your bones that start from the base of your skull and go basically to your shoulder. There are 7 cervical bones. Cervical starts with a C. So cereal is what you have in the morning around 7 a.m. Okay, 7 cereal, or see you in the morning. Okay, C, cervical, see you in the morning, 7 a.m. For cereal, starts with a C, so you have 7. Okay, 7 a.m. Then you have your thoracic, right? Your thoracic is the middle part that goes basically from your shoulder to what is called your lumbar, and there are 12 of those. So one of the ways that I remembered is buenos tardes for tea, meaning good afternoon. Afternoon starts at noon, 12 noon. Another one you could use is table. I sit at the table for lunch at 12 noon. So there's 12 thoracic. Starts with a T. Okay. Then the lumbar. So usually we have late dinner. Okay. Dinner is later in the day with the L. And it's usually around 5 p.m. So there are 5 lumbar bones. Okay. And then you have your sacrum and your coccyx. And those are 2 little tiny bones, right? And then we have our sternum and ribs, which are 25 bones. Upper extremities, there are 64 bones total. Clavicle, scapula, humerus, radius, ulnus, carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. Those are all names of your hand bones and your feet bones. I love it. Well, those are your metacarpals, metatarsals. Metacarpals are for your finger. Metatarsals are for your toes. All right. But we have similar names, okay? And phalanges. You have phalanges at the bottom on your feet. You have 28, and you have 28 phalanges in your hand. You have 10 metatarsals in your feet. So, and 10 in your hand. So almost the same. The one that has more is your feet with the tarsals, okay? Your feet have a few more bones. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. That's where we're going to begin. The next video, we'll be moving into each part of the body. So my next video will be about the bones in the head. Your nose bone is a bone. This is your nasal bone, okay? And it will kind of show you about this part and this part where our bones come together. And let's see. Does it show where our brain is inside of that? No, we got a lot of bones on our skull, especially right here on our jaw. All right. So just a little healing message, since we are talking about the skull and muscles. So one of the things I've discovered in practice for years is headaches and jaw tension. So if you are interested and are able to, put one hand behind your head and one hand right here on your jaw and open your mouth. And what you will feel is a weird little tension that comes kind of from the back of your head every time you open your mouth. So when I'm stressed out, I will clench my jaws and not even know it, and kind of like push my tongue either down to the bottom of my mouth or push my tongue to the top of my mouth, which I'm engaging muscles. So what can happen is those muscles get tighter and tighter, especially if you're dehydrated, and you can get a migraine. So what I tell my clients, and I'm going to share with you, is if you feel a migraine coming on, or you're somebody who often gets migraines and you drink plenty of water and there's seemingly, and you've taken care of your allergies, because allergies can also relate to migraines. People who have dairy allergies and people who have allergies to clothing, such as like things that have a lot of elasticity in them, can, around the waistband, in the brassiere area, or even headbands type of things, will get migraines. So this is on top of, you know, whatever other healing modalities you might, medicines and such like this. But right here on your cheeks, right where your right where your hinges. Oh, you have some big muscles. You have some really strong muscles. Your jaw is so strong. And you think about like how much you chew and everything. It feels really good. I can feel it all the way down my neck. It feels really good. So my share with you is to push on these parts of your jaw where your muscle is, and just try to relax those muscles. It may help your migraine. Okay, that's my share for today. I will link my Telegram so you can watch the removed video if you'd like. And if you get on Telegram, what's pretty cool is there's a bunch of other people too that have been on YouTube and other places that are sharing their information. All right. If we have time, do a little bells. I missed it. Says it's moved it to a whole nother file, so this may not be on this video. We'll see. All right. Till next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves.